motto to your company name, authority to sell businesses. What's demand like in the Philippines for selling businesses people want to get out of? Efren.
Well, people sell businesses for different reasons, Cathy. Foremost is because of successor. Succession is an issue simply because gone are the days that daddy passes on the business to junior. Junior is not interested in the business anymore. So junior is interested in another career, another business. So those days are gone, Cathy.
You speak from experience. You sold your first business in Auckland through Link more than 10 years ago, and then you joined the firm.
That's right. I found out about Link, and I found out that I can sell my business in Auckland. And I thought, wow, these guys are good. So that happened more than 10 years ago, and after a few years, joined Link to become a business broker. That's correct.
And you brought it all the way here to the Philippines. Let me get Ricky's stories first. I mean, what brought you to Link as a business broker, Ricky? What's your story?
Well, I like the idea of being a broker because it's not a 9 to 6 job. So I can better manage my time. And as a business broker, it helps that you can identify the business, the function, the sector it is in. So I was a management consultant. I did business plans. I did visibility studies. So it would help me take a look at the business I'm trying to sell. And I can articulate that to a potential buyer. Okay? And it also helps. The side benefit that I see here, you can contribute to the economy because you try, as is in the case of Efren, if daddy doesn't want the business anymore, there's a risk that there could be a business failure. So if you prevent that by being able to sell it to another person who would like to run it, then you prevent the failure, you prevent unemployment, you prevent suppliers not getting paid or clients not getting the supply that they need for their business.
So what kinds of clients have come to you so far to sell out, and in what state are their businesses in? Are they mostly operating at a loss?
Efren, you want to take this?
Well, various industries, Cathy. One of the reasons why people also sell their business because they're struggling, they're desperate, they can't cope up with competition. So we help people get out of that predicament too, and help people get into that business. Many of them for the first time with cash, with more equity. So in that case, it's also good for the business and good for the employees.
Well, let me get back to the move to the Philippines. I know that Link has its roots in New Zealand, starting all the way back in 1996, and it's expanded to Australia, South Africa, and the U.S. Now, why have you picked the Philippines to be the springboard to the rest of Asia?
Well, first and foremost, as you can see, I've got brown skin. I'm a Filipino. I'm from the Philippines, and became a seasoned business broker in New Zealand. And I was approached by management 3 years ago. So this move is not. This is well thought after. This is well thought. It's not a decision that went overnight. The conditions that were there in those markets, United States, Australia, New Zealand, and South Africa. Those conditions, when Link opened in those countries, are now present in the Philippines. Especially, it's a growing economy. Obviously, the stock market report's not so good, but hopefully that's just temporary. It's a growing economy. It's one of the strongest in Asia, and we got enough legal infrastructure to support business brokering and the sale of businesses, Cathy.
Ricky, you may want to take this question. The Philippines growing, the fastest among ASEAN nations, one of the fastest in China. Can one find as many businesses wanting to be sold at a time? The opportunity to make money can presumably be said to be at its peak.
I'm sorry, Cathy, can you repeat the question again, sir?
Sure. Are you finding a lot of businesses that actually want to be sold at a time? The Philippines is growing at a fast pace. In fact, the fastest in the ASEAN.
Yeah, surprisingly, we had an informal survey, and out of 10 companies that we approached, there's about 8 who would be interested to sell their business.
For various reasons.
Yeah.
And what reasons are they, Efren?
Well, one of them is cashing in. Once you have a business that you have developed and that's matured, and you still have more or less a young family, you also think about your family and you cash in because you want to secure your family. And most of these people, they don't sell 100% shares. They sell 80% and they keep 20. So they retain 20 because it's also good for the business. There's some sort of continuity. Transition to the next majority owner is there, so it's good for both parties.
All right, a pretty unique business proposition there. Thank you so much for joining us, for sharing us this new thing in the industry. Efren Pascual and Ricky Gumaru of Link Business
Thank you.
Philippines from Taguig.
Thank you, Cathy.